Hi there, I'm Coach Craig Kenneth.
And I'm Coach Victoria.
And today we're going to be talking about relationship green flags.
Woohoo!
Wow, a green flag for a change.
Yes, we thought we would talk about this because we do focus so much on warning signs, things you guys should be aware of, and we are always trying to protect you. And so in this video, we want to focus a little bit more on the positive things and focus on those traits that we do love to see in a partner.
Yeah, it's almost a joke how many memes there are about women being attracted to the guys with the red flags.
Yeah, true.
It'll be like a box of red flags on the ground and it'd be like, look, it's your ex. I mean, you see those things all the time, right?
Yeah.
So that's about your own issues. That's about your issues in your childhood with your caregivers and your unmet needs. And you've got to talk about it. You've got to deal with it. Because if you don't, you're going to continue it over and over and over again. It will not end. You've got to deal with it. Okay? This is why we say talk about it. Talking about it really does help. It breaks the cycle.
And as you continue to work on yourself and heal some of those core wounds, these green flags are going to be more noticeable and they're going to be a lot more attractive. You're going to think, wow, I really felt heard by this person. That was very different from what I'm used to, and I love it, and I want more of it.
Yeah, it's so true. I mean, if you really want a partner who's going to bring a lot into your life other than misery and suffering, you better start looking at the green. The green flag, not the money. People are like, I'm looking at the green. No, green flag.
Right.
Signs that somebody will be a caring partner to you and be by your side during difficult times.
And as we go through this list, I want you to also think about yourself and how you present in a relationship.
That's a good point.
These are all traits that you can also adopt for yourself and all areas of growth for everyone. So.
Yeah, you want to be green flags too, okay? You don't want to be red flags expecting green flags.
Right.
So one of the biggest ones, and we've been talking about this for years, is empathy. Empathy is being able to put yourself in the other person's shoes and understanding how they feel. Until you've worked through your issues with your anxiety and learn to get into a place where you can soothe yourself and are confident, you're going to be selfish. That's the truth. Anxiety causes us to be very selfish and self-absorbed because it's like it's putting us in this state where we feel like our life is in danger and at risk, right? And so you can't think about other things when you feel like your life is in danger. And so when you get to a place where you can soothe yourself and you can have empathy for other people, the dynamic of the relationship will change completely, okay? So you want to think about the other person and how they respond to you. When you tell them what you need, do they listen? Do they hear what you're having to say and make an effort to change or come up with a compromise? Or do they just stay stuck in their position? Because if they're just stuck in what they want in their position, then it tells you that they're too self-absorbed to really be a good partner.
Right, and you also have to wonder if they assume that you have good intent. Sometimes we can find ourselves with partners who anything you do, they see it as an attack on them, and they
assume the worst.
Right. So you want to ask yourself, does this person know that I want to invest in this relationship? Does this person see how much I care about them? Those are important traits also.
Yeah, when somebody's in a healthier place, they're going to not jump to the worst conclusion possible. That's an issue that you haven't worked through yet, when you just assume the worst about the person when something happens.
Right.
That's a reflection of your own hurt and your own feelings of worthlessness on some level that you just assume the worst.
Right. And then you also have to ask, do they give you the space to talk? You were just talking about if that partner really listens. And this is really important because sometimes we have opinions that are different than our partners. In fact, a lot of times we have a lot of opinions that are different from our partners. And so do they give you that space to just be open, to just be yourself? Or do you feel like you're walking on eggshells?
Yeah.
So notice these things. And if you are early on in the relationship, know that these behaviors in the beginning might change over time. So continually ask yourself these questions, not just in the first couple months, but 6 months in, a year in, 2 years in.
Yes, and you want to look for those things carefully.
The next really big green flag and Margaret would probably be waving this one like crazy, is if they make their own decisions.
That's huge.
Yes. And Margaret would always say that a mark of an adult is if they can make their own decisions. So this is really important. And it also shows if your partner can be independent. And some questions that you can ask to try to determine this is seeing how influenced they are by other people.
Especially their parents.
Right.
Especially their mother. Yeah, because if mom is making their decisions, you could get broken up with because mom wants you to date somebody or wants them to date someone else. They don't like what religion you are. They want their son to date somebody with a different religion. And I see that breakup all the time.
Oh, yeah. That's a big one.
All the time.
Yeah, and you also want to look at friends too. Do friends make a huge impact on their decisions? Or are they able to make their own decisions even if it's not the ones that other people would make for them?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You also want to consider what kind of support they have. Do they have friends that are encouraging and are there for them and that are a good influence on them, or trying to get them to be like them and do what they want them to do, like their friends are living their life? Or are they happy for you, when you have something that's good and meaningful? You want to see that about them and their support system. You want to look closely at that because at some point those friends are going to have an influence.
Right. And it's also really telling as to how much they can trust other people. You really want to see if they do have close friends around them, supportive people that love them and care about them.
Yeah, that's a big sign, because if they don't have any friends, it's like, why don't you have any friends? Are you living on the moon by yourself?
Right.
Or do you make everybody crazy and they can't take your crap anymore? Right? Because you see stuff like that.
Right.
They don't have any friends. Well, how come?
Yeah.
Like, think about it. Did they just move to an area and they don't know a lot of people yet? Or, is it just that they do toxic things, they're selfish, they're self-absorbed, and they cause so many problems that people don't want to be around them?
Exactly. So really ask yourself those questions. Another big one is if they give you space. Are they comfortable with you going out to hang out with your friends, to hang out with your family, to have your own hobbies and interests? And this is huge because a lot of people do get jealous in relationships and really possessive. And they can keep you from the things that maintain your mental health. So you really want to ask yourself, are they secure enough in themselves that you're okay to go and spend time with other people and make those connections?
Yeah, and if they are, that is a big green flag. If they say, yeah, go out with your friends. Go. Yeah, I know you haven't seen your friends in a bit. Yeah, go. Have a good time. Go to the game. Go to the movies. Go to dinner, whatever that you want to do. Yeah, go. And that's a big green flag. Yes.
Right. And also if they're able to manage their jealousy. So I'm really careful to use the word manage jealousy instead of do they have jealousy, because jealousy is a normal emotion that everyone experiences. It's how you handle it that makes the difference. So if those feelings of jealousy do arise, are they able to process it, bring it up, be vulnerable with you without expecting you to necessarily change anything? And how do they have that conversation is really important.
Yep. So the better they're able to manage that jealousy, the bigger the green flag it is, right? Okay, another big green flag is if they show interest in what you're interested in. If they know you really like something, do they make an effort to go to that thing with you? It doesn't have to be all the time, right? But if you like a certain sport, will they go to the game with you sometimes? Will they watch it on TV with you sometimes? Just to have, do something that you enjoy. That's important, right? You don't have to expect your partner to enjoy whatever that particular thing is all the time. But if they're showing you that they care about it enough to listen to it, what's going on with it, to make an effort, that's a big green flag that they're going to be a good partner.
Yeah, I definitely agree. And that curiosity piece is really important. Are they curious about your life? Are they curious about your experiences and your feelings and your emotions? That's a really big sign that they do care.
Yeah. Curiosity is a big green flag, that they show you they're genuinely interested in you, getting to know you. They love hearing about your rock collection for the 457th time today. Tell me more about that little rock you found in the garden. I love that rock.
Another really big one is how much they integrate you into their life. Now, of course, this is going to depend as to how long the relationship has been, how serious it is, and all of those things, but are they able to be transparent with you and the people in their lives?
Yeah, it's a good sign if somebody says, hey, I want you to meet my friends, I want you to meet my family. That's a big good sign.
Right. And also if they're open to being vulnerable around you. So if they're able to share with you what's bothering them, what concerns them, anything that's on their mind, can they be themselves around you is really important. If they feel comfortable and if they're not hiding anything, everything's just there on the table and they're willing to talk about it without, it escalating or without them completely shutting down is a really good sign. And just as it is important for you to be independent and for them to be independent, it's also important to see them be able to be dependent a little bit. Now, I'm not talking about codependent, where they're, hanging on you for every word and for every bit of guidance.
Everything about that rock collection.
Right. But just having this healthy level of interdependence, which is ability to be independent and ability to be dependent. So thinking about that, if there's a nice healthy balance, it's a green flag.
Now, obviously, there can be a lot more green flags than what we've listed today, but these are some really important ones. And I think it's a good sign if you're seeing most of these in the person that you're dating. You want to look very closely at these, because if they don't have these, that means issues are going to come up in the future. Okay, so hopefully this one's been helpful to you. Of course, if you want to get our help personally, you can do that on my website, askcraig.net. I do email coaching and I do Skype. Coach Victoria is also available for Skype coaching.
I'm here whenever you need to talk.
Just click on her name on the top of the website to get with her. But that's it for this video. I'm Coach Craig Kenneth.
I'm Coach Victoria.
And we will talk with you soon.